Exactly. Okay, anyways, let's get Diane Mills up here, huh? She's from Amazon. Any Amazonians? There we go. She's going to talk about how robots will forever change distribution and the Internet of Things. Okay, let's go. Right. Is it like this? No. Here we go. Woo.
Let's welcome her.
Hi, I'm from Amazon Robotics. We're a subsidiary of Amazon based in Boston, Massachusetts. We make the robots that work in Amazon's fulfillment centers. So between the time that you click buy on the website and a package magically appears on your doorstep, a lot goes on behind the scenes. The thing is, it's not magic. It's even cooler than magic. It's technology. So we're going to be talking about the robots and the people and the fulfillment centers that make this magic happen with technology. So after you hit click, Amazon turns towards its network of over 100 international fulfillment centers. It selects the fulfillment center that's closest to you and that's best able to fill your order and the time that you're expecting. So a fulfillment center is much more than a warehouse. It assembles, it sorts all of the inventory that's in this building, and it creates your orders and sends them on its way. Now, before we had our robotic systems, what would happen is that associates in the warehouses would go out and they would gather the items for your orders. Now with our robotic systems, instead of the people going out to get the inventory, robots bring the inventory to people. And that transformed e-commerce. And that's the first transformation that I'm going to be telling you about. Here's a video that shows the day in the life of a robot. So when your order drops into the fulfillment center, a drive unit, or these orange robots, are sent to a pod or a shelf that has your book on it. So it tunnels through the shelves or pods, and it finds the pod that has your book. It lifts up that inventory, and then drives over to a person who is filling orders on the side of the fulfillment center, around the periphery. So it drives through the streets, drives over to the station where a person is assembling not only your order, but a bunch of other orders too. You'll see that the pods are shuffling or queuing by the station. That's because there are so many orders to fill. And once a pod is there, we like to take off any other inventory that might be relevant to other orders that need to be filled. So the item gets taken off, the drive unit takes the pod back to a selected storage location, drops the pod, and then it has a choice. It's either told to go on to its next mission, or it drives up to a charging station and recharges its batteries. So that gives you a feel for what happens with one order. And you saw the components of the system. Around the periphery of the building, you saw stations where people were standing, filling orders, and putting them in totes that are by them. They were pulling items from pods that were brought to them by our drive units. Those drive units carry between 1,000 and 3,000 pounds, depending on the model. They're equipped with sensors and with limited computational capability to read the data from the sensors and to provide some local autonomy for that drive unit. You also saw the effects of software that was controlling that overall system through a Wi-Fi network. What you didn't see was the scale of the fulfillment centers. The fulfillment centers are 1.2 million square feet, which is the size of 28 football fields. In those, there are thousands of robots, millions of products, and they're continually filling orders. Over the holiday season last year, we had 30,000 robots helping fill orders, and Amazon as a whole filled 500 items per second during the holiday season. Since the deployment of our systems, our robots have driven the distance to the sun, and they've delivered over 1 billion pods. So because of that scale, we're entering a second transformation. because we need to operate reliably and robustly on such a broad scale. So now we've re-architectured our software so that it's a service-oriented approach with cloud-based databases. You saw the effects of the hardware, or saw the hardware, so let's look under the hood a little bit at the software technology. Our software implements resource allocation algorithms that decide what tasks are best filled by which components in that system. So that dynamic control system, or distributed control system, is what selected a particular pod for the book that you ordered, sent a particular drive unit over to get it, and had a particular person fill that order. There's also dynamic optimization. The software looks at the current state of the inventory on the pods and the current state of the drive units and decides what's best, what next to do. We've also handled latency. Because we are working in this distributed system, we need to make sure that we work reliably as data propagates throughout the system. And we can handle this temporary inconsistencies as data is updated. And one of the most interesting things, as with this large growth and scale, we've created an Internet of Things and People. And what's unique about this Internet of Things and People are the human-machine interfaces. That's unique for the e-commerce side, and that was the first transformation, and the Internet of Things, which is that second transformation. We now have software, robots, and people interacting together, and we need to pay attention to what those interfaces look like. So our software communicates with the robots, understands where and knows where all of the inventory is, knows where the drive units are and where they plan to go, and then updates information to the operators who are on the side. In addition to those static stations, we have mobile apps where people can monitor the health of the system. And we have software that collects data and metrics so that we can optimize for continuous improvement. So what's next? We're looking at more automation. We'd like faster, higher quality, and more economical customer fulfillment. And I hope that today's brief discussion about our robots, the people that work that magical technology, has been interesting to you. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.